So, welcome to Moo Mama Studios. It's me, Al, your friend. We're not crafting necessarily today, but I'm gonna finish up my project for you. I'm so sorry that about last week. Some personal problems were coming up last week. Had to make sure one of my children was all taken care of. So, we're back. I'm gonna finish up this project, and then I'll tell you a little bit about the next project. So, let's get into it. So, I remade these little fence panels, alright? And I'm going to put them all around our little yard. This took longer than we thought, because not only did last week did we have some personal things going on, but for some reason the 3D printer did not want to print these. I'm aware on our video they were upright. That was just to show you how they looked, but we did print these flat, and we ended up having to print them about like 6 times, I think it was, for this to work. Not a fun time. That was just for these fence panels, but we have those for his yard. I tried so hard to make another one of these. I couldn't get the printer to work for these at all. So Herbert has his special Adirondack chair, and that's his chair, because could not get that to work. Could not. That's the only one I've ever gotten to print, is that one. So, and then this little set I bought, funny enough, on Temu. This is gonna be for his little patio set, I believe. His little patio pad there that I made. And that's so him and Herbert and Harold can have outside picnic, something along those lines. I just thought it was so cute. I think it's meant for like those little critters that you can buy, the little calico critters. My partner found me this cool bench. So this bench is gonna go somewhere in our yard. Originally I was going to paint it, now I'm just going to keep it this way. I think it looks cool. This is 3D printed, this came out great. I think we had to make this about 200 times the size though, because this is technically for D&D, so this was meant to be on a tabletop. It's supposed to be much smaller, but we doubled the size and now everybody can fit. We have our couch that is also 3D printed. This came out okay. We had to break the feet off because the trees took the feet with it. I didn't print the cushions, didn't think it needed it, but Harold and Herbert now have a couch. This also took us 3 or 4 attempts, not because the couch kept coming out wrong, but we kept making it the wrong size. We finally got it the right size. This is something I bought. I didn't make this one. I couldn't really find a great 3D print online to make a stove, so I bought this one. I think I only paid $2. It wasn't just this. It came with little pots and pans too. I thought they were cute. Comes with more than that. There's somewhere else. I think there's a spatula that matches and stuff. But we have our little stove that will go in his kitchen. I don't know if all this silverware and stuff will. We also 3D printed a tire, and we're going to put a tire swing in our tree. That 3D printed great the first time. That one didn't give us a hard time. But other than the ridges, there's not that much to it. It's just a circle that it goes around. So realistically, it would have been kind of sad if this didn't print right. But that printed right. I did print a bathtub. I could not get the faucet and handles to print. It was just too small because I had to make this about 50% of what it was supposed to be. And that also caused the bottom to kind of print funky. Not everything prints great. It's actually kind of weak right there, I think. I don't know if this will actually go in his house. I printed it. I don't know where he'll put it because his house is not. So, I'm going to put Herbert's whole house together now. I forgot to show you, and I also just finished making this. It is a little bed that I made for Herbert. It's actually supposed to be a sponge holder that I made 75% smaller on the 3D printer because otherwise it would have been way too big for his little house. So all I did is I cut the sponge down by like 2 inches maybe, and I wrapped it in some fabric, hot glued it together. I made a comforter by doing the same thing. I didn't feel like actually sewing. I do know how to sew, just didn't feel like doing it this time around. So I just hot glued and seamed it together. I made this little comforter. I glued it in the corners so that it keeps that nice little shape, but then I can still also really put Herbert in it. I made this little pillow to go along with it, and I think it matches perfectly with his entire little room. So I also 3D printed this little cast iron stove, and I'm going to put that in there. I used the straw as the piping and just painted it black. I felt like that gave it that nice texture for where it bends to go back into the wall. When I 3D printed it, I had to make this like 25% smaller than it was supposed to be, and the handle didn't work, so it just came out as this lump. It didn't look great. So I decided to use some wire. I wrapped it around some needle nose pliers, and I made this neat little handle that looks just like it should, and that goes in his room. I'll put that in the corner. There he goes. Now he's going to be warm all winter long. Yes, I know I'm in Texas right now, but we're going to pretend he's not in Texas. We also, so I made this little bird bath. We 3D printed this little bird bath on our printer. I believe this is the size it was. It may be maybe smaller than it was meant to be. So we're going to put that, I think, right here by his little garden beds. Probably, I wasn't going to hot glue that down. Might want to. Well, we won't right now though, because maybe I'll change where I'm putting that. I showed you the little stove earlier. We're going to put the little stove in the house. I'm going to put that probably, should I put it there, I think? Maybe we'll put it right there. That might look good. Also, we'll put his little couch inside. That will actually help us see how much space we actually have. So there. And his little fridge. Maybe, yeah, we'll put his little fridge next. And, of course, he can't not be cooking something. Why couldn't he be cooking? Why would he not cook something? So we have some broccoli on the stove. And he's going to have some tea at some point. Or if he's just like me, he keeps the kettle on the stove all the time, just ready, full of water for some nice tea. And then we'll put the couch back in now that's not in the way. There, he's got like a cozy little living area. And did a little bit of the outside. So we're going to spin around. And you can see we have our tire swing. We have our fence up. I am going to put his little table and chairs here for his patio set. Set it all up in case he has company coming. Who knows? He has so many brothers. They could show up at any point. We have no idea when they're going to show up. Neither does Herbert. So he's just always prepared with snacks and ready for his brothers to come. He's going to pull his red car up into his driveway. Because why not? He's a cool skeleton, right? Well, also, we're going to turn it this way here. We're going to put our trash can at the end of the driveway. Why not? Isn't that where you keep yours? That's where I keep mine. Right on the outside. And then he's got his own little Adirondack chair. It's only for him. Or his bench. Let's see. Do we want to put maybe we'll put the bench underneath the tree so then he can share. He can have his brothers come and spend time with him as well as himself underneath that wonderful tree. We're going to spin it around one more time here. And maybe maybe we'll put the bird bath more towards the middle, and we'll move it if he decides to have a dinner party. And then he's gonna have his little Adirondack chair there, in case he wants to spend some time in his garden, or if he wants to watch the birds come, which he has a tree full of birds. So that's all decorated. I guess the next move is I'll show you a little bit more of it, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about the next project. So that's it. We've finished Mr. Herbert's house. He's got a place to live. It's all set. He has somewhere to hang out with his friends and his family. And I hope you enjoyed the journey. This has been a long process for me. It's been about 4 months to finish this, but I'm very happy with how it came out. There's totally more I could do, but at this point, I think I'm going to call this project done, and we're going to move on to the next one. I believe I'm going to be doing some sewing projects next. I believe the next one will be a dolly for my niece, but I'm going to make it from hand. If you'd like to watch that, that's my next video. I'm also going to be working on a Technicolor Dream Coat. That's one of the future ones as well. And then I also have some miniature houses that I will come back to. I just think I need a little bit of a break from the miniatures for right now. I'm happy you joined me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. And as always, come craft with me. Have a good time, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications button. Thank you from Al from Moon Mama Studios. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Have a nice day.